Good morning. My name is Carmen Vaughn and I work at Clay County Public Health Center. Today we're going to talk about dental plaque and how dental plaque attacks different surfaces in our mouth. So first we're going to start off by describing what dental plaque is. We'll discover new diseases or diseases that are caused by plaque in our mouth, and we'll talk about ways how we can keep our mouth healthy and strong. So let's get right into what the definition of dental plaque is. So plaque is a sticky, kind of a slimy film made up mostly of germs called bacteria. Here's a picture of plaque. Do you see that milky white substance? So it's kind of even brownish. They have some staining on their teeth, but do you see this thick, milky white stuff that's on their teeth, their gums, along their gum line right here? That is dental plaque. And dental plaque is everywhere in our mouth. Dental plaque is on our teeth, between our teeth, along our gums, on our tongue. Inside dental plaque is bacteria. So here's an actual picture of some of the bacteria that's in the mouth. Now, of course, they're not going to be this color. This is a colored picture, so we can see the different types of bacteria. But there are some small pieces. There are some kind of smaller rods, longer rods. There are different types of bacteria in the mouth. So some bacteria is good. If you were to cut your cheek or cut your gum a little bit, that good bacteria will help you heal. But if you're not brushing twice a day and flossing once a day, that bad bacteria will overgrow and take over your mouth, and it can cause cavities and other diseases in the mouth. So where do we find dental plaque? Dental plaque is everywhere, like I said earlier, on your teeth, between your teeth, on your gums, the roof of your mouth, underneath your tongue, inside your cheeks. Again, plaque is everywhere. So whenever you're brushing twice a day, brush your teeth, brush your tongue a little. Maybe take your toothbrush and swipe the insides of your cheeks. Brush the roof of your mouth. Try to get out as much plaque as possible. After you get done brushing, go ahead and floss. It doesn't necessarily matter if you brush first or you floss first, just as long as you do both. So flossing once a day. Floss between your teeth. Remove that sugar and remove the dental plaque that's in your mouth. Visiting a dentist. Most of us visit a dentist twice a year. A dentist is a doctor to make sure our teeth are healthy and strong. So if a dentist does spot a cavity, we can fix your tooth and make your teeth healthy again. Eating healthy foods. So believe it or not, those crunchy fruits and vegetables. Think about like carrots. When you eat them, they're actually scraping along our teeth when we're chewing them, and they're cleaning our mouth while we're eating a carrot. Same thing with an apple. When you slide your teeth along the apple, you're kind of sliding some of that plaque out of your mouth. So eating these healthy fruits, vegetables, protein like our meats are going to be best for our teeth. I want to show you a video on the correct way to floss. I think you all are old enough to know that it's not just wiggle your floss in there once or twice and call it good. We need to thoroughly floss whenever we're flossing between. One moment, it's buffering.
Oral Health Fact from the BC Dental Association with Dr. Bruce Ward. And one of the hardest
hardest things that I have to do in general practice is convince my patients to floss. They always say, why should I? What do I need to floss for? Hopefully, this little example will convince you. This is a fork that's been dipped in cream cheese. Let's assume that the fork and the tines of the fork are your teeth, and this Kleenex is your brush. When you brush your teeth, you only clean about 2/3 of your teeth. You're missing part of your teeth, and the part you're missing is the part in between. So if I take this Kleenex, I rub it over the tines of the fork, I've got it pretty much off the fork, but you can see that in between, there's tons of cream cheese left over. And that's pretty much what happens when you brush your teeth and don't floss. You leave the plaque in between your teeth. Dental plaque left in between your teeth produces acid, and that acid destroys your gums and it destroys your teeth. It causes gum disease and inflammation in your gums, which is the precursor to a lot of inflammatory diseases in the body, like heart disease.
So as you heard in that video, no matter how good you brush, you still need to floss. And if you're not flossing, you might notice your gums become red and bleeding whenever you're brushing. Those are signs of what we call gum disease. So that is a disease, and we'll talk about that second. But first, let's get right into cavities. And I want to go over the stages of cavities and how they are formed. So whenever you are consuming sugary foods, that sugar and bacteria like to stick to your teeth, and you can see this dark spot on the tooth right here is where the acid has started to rot the tooth. Luckily, though, it is still within the first layer of our tooth called enamel. Enamel is the protective layer of our tooth. And as long as this decayed spot does not get to the second layer of the tooth, then then we can fix this with fluoride toothpaste. So fluoride helps heal your enamel and strengthen it back up. You can get fluoride varnish applications applied to your teeth. And we also have some fluoride gels that are at the dental office as well. If you continue to eat sugary foods and not brush and floss adequately, that acid or the decay will leak into the second layer of our tooth, which is called the dentin. Cavities cannot be reversed. You must see a dentist where he or she can scoop out that decay and then will fill that hole back in with a strong, healthy material. Sometimes it can be silver, sometimes it can be white or tooth colored. If untreated tooth decay creeps into the pulp cavity. So the pulp is the inside of the tooth. That's where we see these blood vessels, where blood provides oxygen and nutrients to our teeth. And then we also have nerves. Nerves help us feel sensation. So if we were to touch something hot with our hand, we're going to pull it away. It's going to burn, it's going to hurt. So if we were to have a cavity in this area that's inflamed, it's attacking this area, it's going to hurt. It's going to feel painful. A dentist can still fix this tooth. Again, we will scoop out all of the rotten part of the tooth, and then we'll fill it all 3 layers in with the material to keep it healthy. But then again, if we don't get it fixed, if we don't pay attention to these signs and see a dentist, eventually it'll infect around the tooth. So this decay will sneak down the canal and start to infect around the tooth. And this from here just gets bigger and bigger. So it'll start putting pressure on your bone right here and start to dissolve your bone. And then sometimes this, it's kind of like pus. It'll leak out into your gums, and so there'll be like a little bubble on your gums. And when you press it, you'll see some of this pus come out. That's your body trying to get rid of the infection, but it can't get rid of it on its own. We have to see a dentist to get either this tooth restored or get it pulled out to save other structures. But the fortunate thing, whenever we go to a dentist twice a year, a dentist will be able to spot a decay that's just starting, or maybe that has just went into the dentin a little bit. So it is important to see a dentist twice a year to check on your teeth and see if there are any cavities. Here's an actual picture of cavity, and we're going to look at this dark spot right here, this gray spot. Do you see this dark black hole? That's where the cavity started from the outside, but then you can see the gray on the inside, and that's how big the cavity is. It might even be bigger down below. We can't really see. But on the outside, even though it looks little, it's a pretty large cavity that's on the tooth. Gum disease. So our gums should be pinkish color. Some people, like different ethnicities, you'll have maybe some pigmentation on your gums, so you might have some brown or black spots on your gums, and that is normal. And you might have it on your tongue as well. That's normal. So our gums should not bleed. Our gums should not be puffy and red. So to have healthy gums, brush along your gum line. So where your teeth touch your gums, you're brushing your teeth and your gums at the same time whenever you use small, soft circles. If we're not brushing along our gum line or brushing very good, period, dental plaque starts to really irritate our gums. It causes our gums to swell or become puffy and reddened. And why your gums become red is because your body is trying to fight off infection, trying to get rid of this plaque right here. But your body cannot do it on its own. We have to physically remove dental plaque from our mouth. That's with a toothbrush and with floss, or if it's really hardened on there, a dental hygienist like myself can clean your teeth. So if you notice your gums bleeding tonight whenever you're brushing, don't worry, don't stress out. Just know that that's an area you need to focus on for the next week and probably for the rest of your life. So whenever you're brushing, brush that area really soft. Brush it for a few more seconds than you brush the rest of your teeth. Make sure you thoroughly clean the dental plaque off of your tooth, and you'll notice the bleeding will stop. You'll notice your gums will become pink again, and they'll turn healthy. If we don't remove this plaque, it will just continue to worsen. So the dental plaque sneaks down even further and starts to destroy bone, and it starts to destroy attachments. So eventually, after you've lost so much bone around your tooth and gum around your tooth will become wiggly and it'll probably fall out because you don't have that supporting structure. This is typically advanced periodontitis right here. Typically, you'll see that in older patients, maybe those who are smoking tobacco products, nicotine, and just not eating healthy or brushing very good. Yes, I should have forewarned you about this picture. This is a picture of someone who has had severe gum disease. And we can tell that they're actually being treated. They're seeing a dentist. A dental hygienist is cleaning their teeth. Everything looks fairly clean. But do you notice they've lost so much bone support around their teeth? Once you lose bone, you can't just gain it back. You have to have it surgically placed back in there. So take care of your gums so your teeth don't look like this whenever you get older. And our last thing we're going to talk about is hairy tongue. So I want to talk about why it is important to brush your tongue. You see all those taste buds? There are lots of areas for plaque to stick to. And again, dental plaque is that milky white substance. So if you were to stick your tongue out in the mirror right now and see dental plaque, make sure to brush it off with your toothbrush when you get home or before bed. If not, that plaque just continues to grow and it'll get stained. So this is like a dark brownish color. It could be a smoker. It could be someone who's drinking a lot of Coca-Colas and just staining that thick plaque that's on their tongue. So this is disgusting. Nobody wants to smell that. Nobody wants to see that. So brush your tongue once a day and it will not ever look like that. So Just to recap, I know I showed you some very gross pictures of tooth decay, cavities, gum disease and hairy tongue, but you will have a healthy mouth if you are brushing twice a day. I know sometimes we forget to brush in the morning before school, so brush extra good before you go to bed. Try really hard to floss once a day. Put that floss out somewhere where you see it. So instead of just putting it in your bathroom drawer, closing that drawer and forgetting about it, put it out on your counter where you see it. Or I like to put my floss in my living room. So I have it on my coffee table. So whenever I get home and after dinner and I have family time, I can floss my teeth while I'm talking to my family or watching TV. Hopefully you all get to visit a dentist twice a year. Oh, I skipped one. Mouthwash. You can use mouthwash as well. You don't have to. Mouthwash adds some more fluoride to your teeth, and it just kind of swishes some more of the bacteria out. So you don't necessarily have to use mouthwash, but you can. And eating healthier foods. So eating healthy foods like fruits and vegetables and protein are going to keep your teeth healthy and strong. Stay away or at least minimize the amount of sugary foods and starchy foods like bread, cereal, and crackers that we eat as well, because sometimes those food get stuck to our teeth. All right, so thank you all for attending this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to dental@clayhealth.com. That's dental, DENTAL, at clayhealth, CLAYHEALTH.com. We have about a 24-hour turnaround response rate, so if you do have questions, we will get those answers as soon as possible. You all have a great day and rest of the school year. Don't forget to brush your teeth tonight.